Well, welcome to the Senior View. And yes, February is here, and it's still cold outside. And so I thought it would be nice if we had Amy Beck and Joyce Raum come on and tell us about what's happening at the Senior Center. You know, what would inspire you to come down and join us in one of the wonderful new activities and programs that they have, along with the ongoing programs and activities. So I would like to introduce to you Amy Beck, who's our Assistant Director, and Joyce Raum, our Outreach Worker. And so what's happening at the Senior Center? I love the one about the laughter group and the coloring group. Oh. You know, coloring is very popular. I started doing it, you know, and it's really fun. Yeah. And that's on Wednesdays. It's free. It's at 12:30 to 2 o'clock, and they love it. They love it. And the supplies are even given to you, I do believe.
Exactly, they are. And I like to say what isn't happening at the Senior Center, because we have everything going on.
That's right. I know. You're busy.
We are busy. And you know, I think there's something for everybody at this point, because we have the exercise, and we have men and women joining the exercise classes, and those are the ongoings, and we have a lot of art classes that are, like you mentioned, the coloring and pottery and quilting and knitting, and we could mention, I don't know how many, you know, running on, but, you know, there's also things that I think, if you're not into the arts, we have, you know, we've got a lot of history talks coming up this spring, and we have a group that meets for movies every week, and also a group that meets to discuss a topic, and whether it's watching a video first, whether it's an ongoing series of documentaries, or sometimes it is just a movie, and then discussing what's going on in the movies. So I think, you know, we have, you know, that aspect covered, and we have men who are playing pool and women who are playing pool as well.
Isn't that something?
That's great.
And they love it.
They do, and I'll tell you, you know, the men have been very good about stepping up and helping those who are new to it and wanting to learn.
Are they helping the women?
They are helping the women, and it's been a great group. You know, it's growing, but it's definitely, you know, very busy, and I think, you know, we may have a little core group now in the billiards room of women who will come down.
Now, do the women go on certain days?
They do, on Tuesday and Thursday afternoons. I mean, they're welcome at any time, to be honest, but I think they'll probably enjoy Tuesday and Thursdays most, because that's when we've opened it specifically for the women. And we do have some men who stick around and help show them how to play, or use an empty table if there is one. But we have 2 tables in our pool room now, so, you know, it definitely opens up a lot more opportunities for more people to come and play.
That's a beautiful second.
It is.
Pool
it
table.
is. We've been
Just
very
lovely.
fortunate. So
It's an antique aspect, even, right?
I
Probably an antique.
think so.
I'll bet. Yeah.
So
Beautiful.
Wonderful.
So, like I said, we have something for everyone, and we've even started cooking classes where you can come and try out a new dish. We have a chef from Culinary Underground who comes once a month, and they have a specific menu, and they learn different things and techniques. And then we're going to be opening up another one as well. So twice a month we hope to have a cooking class in the afternoons.
Is there a fee for that?
No, those are free. That's the nice thing. Not everything at the Senior Center is going to cost you. There are a few that will be costly.
I'll mention the ones that are free.
The free classes. Well, we have billiards is free. The cooking classes are free. We have talks. We have a couple history talks, like I mentioned, coming up this spring, which will be free, one in March and one in May, both given by Gary Highlander, who is well known for giving his history talks in a lot of senior centers, civic groups, and I guess even on radio and TV sometimes.
And the coloring group is
The coloring group is free. The open painting group is free. Mary told you about that, I know. Knitting is free, and I know the quilting group has a small fee, but that's to cover some of their supplies.
Sure, I can understand that.
So they have, quilting is very, very minimal. But even the events that cost, like the exercise classes, we're talking $3, $3 to $5 a class, which you pay by the month. So if you have 4 classes, that's a $12 charge for the month. But then you can come every week and not have to worry about it. But I have to say that's not a lot if you're comparing it to local gyms and local.
Right. I go to Qigong, and it's so good. And It's really great.
Right.
And it's only $3 a class.
Exactly.
That's a
I mean,
bargain.
that's one of the things you pay for. But, you know, our movies, our discussion groups are free. Most of our art classes have no cost. Pottery has a cost, and I know that which class now? Pottery has a slight cost each week as well. But, you know, and we have a special art class that comes once in a while, a couple times a year, and that does cost. But it's a special type of art for healing class, and so there's a charge involved in that. But most of them are very reasonable to help everybody. So.
So everything's mentioned in the Hilltopper.
Everything's in the Hilltopper. Things are online. If you go online, you can certainly find us online. Find our Hilltopper, which is our monthly newsletter. It spells out, in fact, I have a copy of one here. That's what it would look like. And you can find that online as well. And each month we update it with the new activities coming. And sometimes we also, well, in there you'll also find trips listed. And we go shopping and everything like that every week. So there's everything going on, I think, for anybody.
Isn't it nice that George takes everybody out for dinner on the bus?
Yeah,
Right?
Right. Twice a month, Lou and George, both our drivers, have taken time to take people to dinners. So we go out twice a month even for dinner. They pay for their own dinner, but...
But free transportation?
No, they pay
Little cost?
cost for the transportation, but for the most part, they're out with a group of 10, 12
Yeah,
people.
social
Isn't that
Celebration is
nice?
great.
Isn't that nice?
So, like I
Yes,
said, I
yes.
think we've got something for just about
think you
everyone. And
do.
if you find something that you want that we aren't doing, please let us know, and we'll try to make it happen, because that's what we're here for.
I love the open painting group. And, you know, because I did artwork before I went back to work for 20 years in outreach. And so now I'm back into it because of this free open painting. Open painting means that you bring your supplies, and if you don't have any, we have plenty to share with you. And we just talk and paint, and you do whatever you want, you know, and even if you just want to come in and color. And but it's amazing, you know, it's fun, it's relaxing, and it felt so good to get back into painting again. So we invite anybody to come and, you know, check us out on Monday mornings. I would say like 9:45 to 11:15 or so. So it's very, very nice, very nice.
True.
You are working so hard, all of you, that's for sure. That's for sure.
Thank you.
And Joyce, what would you like to share?
Well, I'd like to talk about two exciting outreach groups. One we've actually had in the past, but this other one is very new, and I hope people attend. The first one I want to talk about is called Happiness Is. So what does happiness mean to you? We're going to have discussions regarding that. Actually, happy people possess certain qualities, and we're going to talk about those qualities, and hopefully you can identify yourself as a participant in some of those qualities. Through assessments, we're going to have a lot of group participation. People are going to work on their own action plans, happiness action plan. You're going to get a chance in the group to reflect on what makes you happy, how to share your happiness with others, how to get the most meaning out of your life. So we're going to have a lot of discussion around that. A lot of fun, I hope, and sharing. And Marlene and I are, as people know us, you know, we'll definitely have a lot of fun. We might even bring some music in and some videos to sort of lighten up the group. So that's the first time. This spring we'll be having this group, and it's going to be on the sign-up basis. We're going to have it March 16th, beginning for 6 weeks. It's going to be for an hour, 10 to 11. In the February Hilltopper, we have just a sentence or two about it, and then you'll see in March a little bit more of a deeper explanation. But it's really going to be light and fun, and whether you're happy or feeling like you need a little more happiness in your life, we want everyone along the whole continuum to feel that they're welcome and to participate. So again, that group, Happiness Is. So that'll come up March 16th.
Wonderful.
And then the chronic disease group, which we've had last year, I think about the same time we're going to do it again this year. I know it sounds far out, but in May, we're going to start that again. And that was called and is called the Chronic Disease Self-Management Group. And we had that, as I said, last year for the first time. We had a pretty good crowd, I would say. It was
say you
fairly
did.
well received. Baypath, we collaborate with Baypath. They're great about supplying really thorough manuals that have to do with chronic disease problems. And some of the modules we're going to be discussing have to do with talking with your healthcare professional and family members about your chronic pain, your chronic health conditions. And when I talk about chronic health conditions, people can decide what that means to them. But very typically, people come into the group and have lung problems, cardiac issues, depression, arthritis, have had maybe a stroke. So again, that's for you as the participant to decide what your chronic condition may be. So we invite all people that can relate to having some type of chronic health condition. We're talking about difficult emotions that come up and the chronic pain that may be associated with some of your chronic health conditions. And in this particular group, which I think is really very helpful, people set goals weekly. So you set goals weekly, and we're going to discuss them week by week, and you get the support from the group. That's what it's really all about, the support from other group members that also have some chronic health condition themselves. But the goal is really to improve your health and improve your well-being and your lifestyle presently and into the future. So a lot of sharing, a lot of group interactions, and like usual, a lot of fun. We always have fun at the Senior Center. It'll be a lot of fun. And that's going to start in May. It's a bit of a longer group. It's from 10 to 11:30, and that'll be on Wednesdays. So again, that's a repeat. The happiness group is a very new group that Marlene and I are and I surely want to make sure I give a shout out, if I can use that word, a shout out to Marlene, who will be working with me on both of these groups. So as Amy said, we welcome, I know Amy always welcomes ideas. We do as well in the outreach department, as we're also sponsoring some classes ourselves with collaboration through Cindy and Amy, and we're, again, as Marlene and I are happy to do these two this coming year. And I also just wanted to mention about the fuel assistance program, if I may, Mary.
Please do. Yes.
That the fuel assistance program through SMOC and through the Senior Center is happening as we speak. We help all families in town, not just seniors. So if you're a younger person, we can help you as well. The deadline actually is way out till the 30th of April, so we can help you all the way up until that time. It's for homeowners as well as renters. So sometimes I think people forget about that. And just a little bit about the qualifiers income-wise, because that's at least the first step, is that if you're a household of one, the maximum gross income is $33,126, and then if you're a couple, it's $43,319. So there's quite a bit of leeway in, I think, what you can have coming in earning in your household and still benefit from this program. And I love when I hear people, because someone just said to me yesterday, I applied for fuel assistance for the first time and I received it, and they went on and on how happy they were and how much money they received, and they've known about it for years but they've never applied, and that's just what this program's about. So I suspect this person will continue now to apply and get that benefit, and that's a financial benefit. I look at it, she said she got something like $400. I look at it like she has $400 now to spend on something else that's maybe more meaningful than paying her heat bill. So please reach out to Marlene or myself. Call us. We can schedule an appointment. We'll guide you and help you when we do have all the forms to do that. So I wanted to mention that as well. So thank you.
Okay. Now, thank you very much. Sure. And now, what about the Shine counselor? What does she do? She comes in and helps people who have help?
She comes in once a week. She works with, Shine is serving the health insurance needs of everyone, I'm told. It used to be of just the elderly, but now it's everyone.
Yeah.
And she can help with making decisions about Medicare, Medicaid, and what things you can choose and what might work best for you. So it's very helpful if you're getting to the point where you're having to make those choices for Medicare or Medicaid, and or if you are already on it and it's that time of year, which is usually the November, December time frame where you're making decisions, they can help you choose. So she's very obviously very knowledgeable and trained to help in just that and help put you in the right direction as to what works best for you, because everyone's needs are very different in
Yes,
that.
yes, they are. And so she's very good at this, I hear.
Yes, she is.
She really is. And you get
Yes.
that one-on-one attention, which is great when you
Yes.
have the appointment with her.
That's
so she
right.
really personalizes the needs that you have and the questions that you have behind closed doors in our office.
And so she will
Great.
call, if you want to talk to her, you can call the senior center and they'll set you up an appointment when she's in. So definitely call
So
and
if there's
find
a
out more.
question or a problem in
And if
billing
something
or-
changes, and things sometimes change
Yes.
for people
In
throughout.
That's
household,
right.
Yeah.
You know, I
That's
know
right.
people who say, well, my husband's ready or eligible this year. I'm not for a couple more years. What should we do? Well, send
Meet
him
with
in
her.
and he,
Yeah.
Yes.
he can meet
Yes.
with her and make the decisions.
Yes,
So.
yes, yes. Also, now, do we have any programs that reach out to younger people? Are we allowed to have people come to the senior center who may be like 55 or 59?
You don't have to be a senior to come in and take part in things at the senior center.
Okay.
However, you know, if it's a class limit, seniors are taken
First.
first.
Well, that's
so whether it's a
understandable.
trip
That's
or
understandable.
an activity. But yes,
Right.
you know, you can certainly come. And the other thing to remember is, you know, we love to have people who want to volunteer as well. As a, you know, we have a we couldn't do what we do without the volunteers that come to
I
the senior
know
center.
it. Oh,
So
volunteer.
Yeah.
So younger, or if you're a senior yourself, a vast majority of our volunteers are seniors. And so, or if you're not and you have a couple hours in the middle of the day because your kids are in school, please, you know, we could definitely use your help as well. So yes, non-seniors are welcome. The networking group that we,
Do you provide transportation for people who need doctor's rides,
well,
appointments?
that's it. Yes, we do. And you know, that was a very interesting thing. I spoke with a woman just the other day who had called for medical rides, and you know, over a few things that had happened in her life, she needed to get to the grocery store because she was still unable to drive herself. And I said, well, you know, we offer bus service to the grocery store or on certain days, on specific days. So we can take you to the grocery store. We can take you to, you know, a Walmart, or on the day that we go, even to a Price Chopper. We have a run that goes once a week. And so we can help in that respect. And if you just want to get out of the house and come up to the senior center, we do provide rides for that as well. Tuesday through Friday, we have bus drivers who can help you with that. And then again, with the medical rides, they can call me and I can try to set up with we have a group of wonderful volunteers who will take you to your medical appointments within a certain area. We don't go into Boston, but we can go to Natick and Framingham and Marlborough, Worcester even, but we stay within the local area. So we can help with that as well. So there really is something for every need that's out there.
Oh, that's wonderful. And I think volunteering is a way of coming in and getting acquainted, you know, with a very warm, loving group, you know. You know, it's so cozy, the senior center. I walked in this morning because I did the gift shop, volunteered, and the fire was going, and the knitters were there, and you know, knitting and gabbing away, and with their tea and coffee, and what's wonderful is I know they were in Polyarts, the knitting group, and along with the quilting group. And they combined it, and at Polyarts, they act as a team, and they sold almost everything. You know what I mean? And they just did it for fun. But they buy new supplies with the money they made, and isn't that wonderful?
It is
So
a fact.
it's really quite a place.
Well, and I'd like to say Joyce has talked about some things coming up this spring, but we've added a new thing this spring, which is this networking group for people 50 and up. So, you know, they talk about ageism happening earlier and earlier in the workforce. So if you are in the process of a job change, or even wanting to, or you need a new job, or you're a senior who's retired but isn't ready to stop working, you know, come to this group and you know, find out some keys and how to look further. And so that's a new thing that we have coming up this spring, which is we meet twice a month. It's at the senior center, but it is for workers 50 and up. You'd asked about being a senior. Well, you don't have to be a senior for that. And so we do have some, things for, like I've said multiple times, for everyone.
For everyone.
And seniors and non-seniors alike.
And isn't it wonderful that you people are there so people can call and ask questions if they're having something personal, that's happening, or a need that's very special. Everything from snow plowing to getting their walks shoveled, or something special, maybe a special ride someplace that they need to go to, So I think we're very blessed to have you all.
Great community here.
You're doing wonderful, believe you me. And okay, is there anything else that you would like to share?
Well, one more thing, I guess. We talked about trips, but we also are in the process of working with Colette Tours, and we do offer a trip through us, but it's through them, but we are showcasing it for them. And our trip that's coming up is in October of 2016, so you have some time to think about it. And we're going to, I don't get to go.
I was going to say, you going? That'd be great.
I wish. But we'll be going to Switzerland, Austria, and Bavaria.
Wow.
And so there will be a talk coming up this March. And so come by and check it out. And so if you want to travel, but you don't want to travel alone, traveling in a group is a great way to do it as well.
Yes.
So, certainly keep your eyes open, check our websites, check our Hilltopper, call the senior center, come by, and you can be given a tour and shown around and see the things that we're doing.
Yes. I went to Pennsylvania, into Washington with Colette through the senior center, and it was wonderful. Relaxing, you didn't have to worry about anything, or
That's right.
parking, or, and all that, and it was just so nice, and they gave us the time to really explore where we were, and it was really nice.
Which I think is the advantage of a tour
a
group.
tour
Instead
group,
of trying to stress about yourself, how do I talk to people? Where do I go?
That's
Who do I
right.
need to plan this with? Everything is set for you, and it's handed right to you. Show up
It's all
here and
organized
go.
nicely. Yeah.
And I think that's a big plus. So.
Yes.
Again, this is, you don't have to be 60 and over to do some of these things as well. So.
Wonderful. And what about bocce?
Well, yes, we didn't even get into things that are for the warm weather.
We got 4 minutes now.
I know. Well,
Bocce.
we have a bocce group. Last year we combined with the police and fire, and they had a big tournament and cookout one day.
We have a walking group too.
We've had a walking group. That's as we get more people who are interested. So we do have a lot of things even outside. We have a greenhouse, and we've got great gardens
Beautiful
at Beck.
gardens
If you're
now,
interested in that,
yes.
or if you even have questions, once a week you can come and talk to the people in the greenhouse. And in Beck, when it's spring and there's no snow and ice, we have the bocce as well as horseshoes, and just enjoy and sit in Beck and enjoy our gardens. I have to
lovely
say
gardens.
they are,
Yeah, they really are beautiful.
the secret garden of
that's true.
Hopkinton.
The
I
secret
think.
garden.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I thank you so much. Both of you have been so wonderful in sharing.
Mary.
And what growth.
Yeah,
Oh,
a
absolutely.
lot of
You're doing a
changes, a lot of
tremendous
new
job.
things.
All these new programs and the opportunities that we all have to go and get out of the house and go down to the senior center. Sit by the fireplace with a cup of tea. Okay, Amy, I want to thank you for coming.
Thank you.
And thank you, Joyce,
Thank
so
you, Mary.
much. And thank you again for what both of you do.
Very welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we want to thank you for watching, and you have a good night. And remember, go down to the
Come
senior
to the
center.
senior
Walk
center. Yeah.
in. Thank you for watching again, and good night.
Christine Maselli of Absolutely Yoga, and this is our Yoga Timeout, a short segment to take a break from your busy day and connect with your breath and some subtle movement. So join me, feet are hip-width apart, parallel. The knees are soft, doesn't matter what you're wearing or what room you're in. We'll take a nice deep breath in, inhale up, palms come together, exhale and pull them down to your heart. And again, we're going to inhale, reaching up, gaze follows the hands, exhale, coming down. One more time, breathing in and breathing out. Hands pressing together. Let the tailbone be heavy, the navel pulling toward the spine. Breathing here in mountain pose for 3 and 2 and 1. Take a nice deep breath in. Let the crown of your head reach up just a bit taller, abdominals engaged. Then breathe out and relax. Shake things out. The arms are loose, the knees are loose. Good. We'll take one more deep breath in. Inhale, reaching up. And on the exhale, bring the hands down and let your hands find your hips now. Going to step forward with one foot, stepping back with the opposite foot, letting that back foot be on a nice tight angle, bending into the front knee and gently squaring your hips toward me. We're going to reach the arms up overhead. We're coming into what is called Warrior One. And if this is too much, bend the elbows and don't bend that front knee as much. Looking straight ahead and breathing here, toes are spread, front knee is bent, back leg is long. Take an inhale, lift a little higher if it's comfortable. Exhale, straighten your front leg, chin comes in. Inhale, bend the front knee and lift. Exhale, coming down. And again, breathing in, coming up. Breathing out, coming down. One more time, inhale as you lift up. Exhale as you come down. This time we come back up to Warrior One, drop the shoulders and breathe right here for 3 and 2 and 1. Take an inhale, lengthen a bit more. Exhale, hands come down, we step up, we shake things out, and we'll work on the other side. So finding those hips, big step back, the heel comes down, nice tight diagonal, squaring the hips, bend into that front knee, arms reaching up overhead, shoulders relax. Breathing here for 3, 2, 1. Now take an inhale. If you can, lift the ribs, maybe even look up. Exhale, straighten the leg and come down. Inhale, bend the knee and lift. Exhale and release. So we bend the front leg as we lift and look up. We straighten the front leg as we come down. And one more time, breath moving the body and come down. This time we lift up to Warrior One, relax the shoulders, engage the belly, maybe bend the elbows, and we breathe and hold right here for 3, 2, and 1. Take an inhale, lift a little higher. As you exhale, release, step forward, and shake things out. From here, we'll return to mountain pose. We inhale up. Big exhale, bring the hands to the heart center. From here, one hand to the belly, one hand to the chest.